Here's a reimagined, grittier take on the Book of Boba Fett, presenting it as a dark gangster story in the vein of Casino or The Godfather. This version emphasizes Boba Fett as a cold, calculating, and ruthless leader, with a complex moral code and a deep understanding of power. Series title: The Syndicate Wars, The Book of Boba Fett. Tone and style. The series adopts a dark, mature tone with political intrigue, betrayal, and strategic warfare. The story delves into the criminal underworld, showing how Boba Fett consolidates power while navigating rival factions, treacherous allies, and his own past. Detailed outline. Episode 1, The Throne. The series opens with Boba Fett's takeover of Jabba the Hutt's criminal empire. The scene mirrors a mob boss's ascension, with Boba executing Bib Fortuna in cold blood. Through flashbacks, we see Boba's survival post-Return of the Jedi, his escape from the Sarlacc, his recovery by Tusken Raiders, and his slow climb back to power. Fett begins assessing the state of his new empire, finding it fractured and riddled with infighting. Rival factions, including the Trandoshans, Pikes, and remnants of Jabba's loyalists, vie for control. In private, Fett confides in Fennec Shand, showing the rare moments when he removes his helmet. He expresses his vision, uniting the crime families under his rule. Episode 2, Blood in the Sand. Fett identifies his first rival, the Trandoshan Syndicate, which controls the slave trade on Tatooine. He stages a ruthless ambush, eliminating their leadership in a calculated move. Fett establishes a brutal reputation, sending a message that betrayal and defiance will not be tolerated. Meanwhile, we see Fett's softer side through flashbacks with the Tusken Raiders, highlighting how they shaped his code of honor. The episode ends with whispers of rebellion among the other syndicates, who begin plotting against him. Episode 3, The Pact. Fett strikes a deal with the Pike Syndicate to secure spice trade routes in exchange for loyalty. However, the deal creates tension with a local syndicate that controls Mos Espa. A subplot introduces an assassin sent by a rival family. Fett thwarts the attempt, interrogating the assassin in a tense, brutal scene where he demonstrates his psychological manipulation skills. Fett's private moments reveal his internal struggle. He wants power, but despises the chaotic greed that characterizes the criminal world. Episode 4, The Betrayal. A trusted lieutenant within Fett's ranks conspires with the Hutts, Jabba's cousins, leading to an ambush. Fett survives, but loses key allies in the attack. The Hutts demand Fett surrender his empire, underestimating his resolve. Instead, Fett orchestrates a devastating counterattack, assassinating their emissaries at a lavish banquet. The episode ends with Fett standing over a hologram of the Hutts, delivering a chilling warning. "I don't rule by fear. I rule by certainty, and your downfall is certain." Episode 5, The Syndicate War. Fett's power consolidation leads to open warfare between the remaining factions. The Pikes secretly ally with the Hutts, betraying Fett. A massive, high-stakes battle erupts in the streets of Mos Eisley, showcasing Fett's strategic brilliance. Using his reputation as a relentless hunter, Fett predicts his enemies' moves and outmaneuvers them. Flashbacks reveal his bond with Fennec Shand, showing why he trusts her above all others. Episode 6, The Cost of Power. Fett's brutal tactics alienate some of his remaining allies, including the citizens of Tatooine, who begin to see him as just another tyrant. Fett reflects on his legacy, recalling his father, Jango Fett, and his upbringing. These moments humanize him, adding depth to his character. Fett learns of a traitor within his ranks, leading to a tense confrontation in which he coldly executes the betrayer. Episode 7, The King of Tatooine. In a climactic finale, Fett takes the fight to the Hutt stronghold, orchestrating a daring raid that ends with their annihilation. With the rival factions crushed, Fett consolidates his power and establishes a syndicate council to maintain order, a calculated move that ensures his dominance. The final scenes show Fett sitting alone on his throne, reflecting on the cost of his actions. While he has achieved his goal, he realizes he's trapped in a cycle of violence. The series ends on an ambiguous note. Is Fett a villain or a necessary force in a lawless galaxy? Themes and characterization, power and loyalty. The series explores the complexities of loyalty and the moral compromises necessary to maintain power. Legacy and identity. Boba grapples with his past, his father's legacy, and his struggle to balance humanity with ruthlessness. The price of ambition. Fett's rise comes at the cost of trust, friendship, and perhaps his own soul. Potential for future seasons. Expand the story to include other criminal empires across the galaxy. Introduce moral challenges, such as Fett clashing with remnants of the Rebel Alliance or Imperial remnants. Delve deeper into Fett's psyche, exploring his struggle to escape the shadow of his past. Would you like more details on specific episodes or characters? Here's an expanded look at how Boba Fett methodically deals with the various gangs and syndicates, using his cunning, strategy, and ruthlessness to consolidate power. Each faction presents unique challenges, requiring Boba to adapt his approach while maintaining his reputation as an unbeatable, calculating force. Dealing with the Trandoshan Syndicate. Conflict. The Trandoshans control a significant portion of Tatooine's slave trade and are fiercely territorial. They see Fett as an outsider and refuse to bow to his rule. Boba's strategy: divide and conquer. 1. Infiltration and intelligence gathering. Boba sends Fennec Shan to infiltrate their ranks, using her skills to gather intelligence on their leadership and internal rivalries. She discovers that 2 ambitious lieutenants are vying for control beneath the syndicate leader, Vosk Tharn. 2. Manipulating rivalries. Fett plants false information, making it appear as though Vosk is planning to eliminate his own lieutenants. This creates paranoia within the group, leading the lieutenants to preemptively strike against each other, weakening the syndicate. 3. The final blow. Fett lures the surviving Trandoshan leaders to a fake peace summit. Once they are all gathered, he detonates explosives hidden in the venue, wiping out the leadership in one calculated move. Key scene. As the explosion clears, Fett walks into the rubble, helmet gleaming in the firelight, addressing the survivors. Your loyalty or your lives? Choose now. Result: the remaining Trandoshans swear fealty to Boba, while he abolishes their slave trade as a show of strength and to win favor with the locals. Crushing the Pike Syndicate. Conflict. The Pikes control the spice trade and see Fett as a direct threat to their galactic operations. They form an alliance with the Hutts to destabilize his rule. Boba's strategy: cutting off the head. 1. Economic warfare. Fett intercepts key Pike spice shipments using his fleet of ships and local allies. By disrupting their supply chain, he causes chaos within their organization. He also leaks intel about the stolen spice to rival syndicates, inciting infighting. 2. Espionage. Fett deploys Fennec and Black Chrysanthemum to infiltrate a Pike stronghold and extract the names of their top operatives. He then systematically eliminates these leaders in a series of covert assassinations, leaving the Pikes disorganized. 3. Turning allies against them. Fett uses the Pikes' betrayal of a local Mos Espa syndicate to his advantage. He brokers a secret deal with the betrayed gang, offering them protection in exchange for intel on the Pikes' operations. Number 4. A trap at Mos Eisley. In a carefully staged battle, Fett lures the Pike Syndicate's reinforcements into a deadly trap in Mos Eisley. Using explosives, snipers, and strategic positioning, Fett annihilates their forces. Key scene. As the Pike leader begs for mercy, Fett responds coldly. Mercy is for the innocent. You're just another victim of your greed. He executes the leader without hesitation. Result: the spice trade is decimated on Tatooine, and the Pikes are forced to retreat, leaving Fett with a stronger grip on the planet. Neutralizing the Hutt cartel. Conflict. The Hutts view Tatooine as their ancestral territory and see Boba as a usurper. They send emissaries to demand he abdicate, backed by an army of mercenaries. Boba's strategy? Psychological and physical domination. 1. Spreading fear. Fett begins by eliminating the Hutt emissaries in a gruesome display of power, leaving their corpses in the Dune Sea as a warning. He lets the Hutts know he's willing to go to war, but only on his terms. 2. Playing the long game. Fett secretly sabotages the Hutts' spice routes off-world, creating tension within their cartel. He also sends anonymous messages to the Hutts' rivals, subtly encouraging them to strike while the cartel is weakened. 3. Turning their allies. Fett makes an offer to the Hutt cartel's mercenaries, Join him, and he'll pay double. Many defect, leaving the Hutt's forces severely depleted. 4. The final gambit. Fett stages a bold raid on the Hutt's fortress on Nal Hutta. Using a combination of heavy firepower and his own combat skills, he destroys their palace and wipes out their leadership in one decisive strike. As the last Hutt leader lies wounded, Fett leans in and says, "Your empire ends here. Tatooine belongs to me now." He kills them, cementing his rule. Result: with the Hutts eliminated, Fett consolidates their remaining assets into his empire, effectively becoming the new kingpin of the Outer Rim. Unifying the crime syndicates. Conflict. Smaller syndicates and independent gangs still operate across Tatooine, each harboring grudges and ambitions. Boba's strategy, the Iron Fist in the Velvet Glove. 1. Public displays of power. Fett stages public executions of gang leaders who refuse to cooperate, making examples of them. This instills fear and forces others to reconsider their defiance. 2. Strategic partnerships. He selectively allies with influential local leaders, offering them limited autonomy in exchange for loyalty. These leaders act as intermediaries, enforcing his rule while keeping the populace under control. 3. A syndicate council. To maintain order, Fett establishes a council of syndicate leaders under his leadership. He uses his intellect and charisma to ensure their compliance, reminding them of the chaos they face without him. 4. Final subjugation. When one gang tries to rebel, Fett launches a swift and brutal campaign against them, wiping them out entirely. He delivers their severed heads to the council as a warning. Result: the crime families unite under Boba's iron rule. Though his methods are ruthless, he brings a semblance of stability to the lawless world of Tatooine. Conclusion: Boba Fett's mastery of strategy, fear, and cunning ensures his dominance. However, the series subtly questions whether his reign is truly an improvement or just a continuation of the galaxy's endless cycle of violence and power struggles. The final image of Fett on his throne, alone and contemplative, suggests that the price of power is isolation, and perhaps his humanity.